A lot of maintenance.
Huh?
Buildings need a lot of maintenance.
Especially this size, the amount of people that we get here.
So I was going back to the shoot elementary school, they hired David Shamrock, he went to the whole building, because it's such a tremendous job to run a building that size.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And need staff as well, just for certain happening, but so. But they have the full time, they have the staff. Not like you don't have it. No, I'm not suggesting you don't.
I don't want to get someone sit down on the guest.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
Getting inside information on Adams. Let's see. He has a big war chest, he has a very good lawyer, he has Elon Musk lawyer. And I heard a defense attorney on the radio said, listen, charges are charges, sticking is another sticking. You get a lot of things in one too smart. Everybody gets upgrades, you go to the counter and say, can I get an upgrade?
Yeah.
You get it.
If that's what they have on you, upgrade, I saw some of it.
Anyway, let's hope for the best. Just trust me, what's gonna follow him is much worse.
This week we read the Dava Parasha. Every year we read it before Rosh Hashanah.
You never know. They say he wants to run for governor also.
We pay attention to the content of the Parashiyot, speaking about us every year in the last year. And the Parasha begins, Atem Nitzavim Hayom Kulechem. You realize that the word Nitzavim is an unusual type of a word. You see, the English translation is you're standing today. The Pasuk should say, Atem Omdim Hayom, Maze Nitzavim. If you remember the machloket against Moshe Rabbeinu, it says, Datan ve'aviram yatzu nitzavim petach ha'oel. What is nitzavim? Strong, stand. Atem nitzavim hayom. When are the Jewish people really strong? Kulchem, if you are united. And it's a pshat acher. You have to see over there. In Tanakh, the word nitzav means standing very strong, good or bad. Moshe Rabbeinu is giving them the important message is, if, as we know, history is the exact opposite. Today is the Yortzeit of the Chafetz Chaim. The Chafetz Chaim was trying all his life to fix exactly that, because the roots of our not kulchem is the jealousy, we're not confident enough about ourselves to realize that we are nitzavim kulchem b'fnei Hashem Elokechem. You know, all the speeches are, these parashiyot are basically going around one point. And the one point is, deep inside, every Jew has a tremendous treasure of greatness. He has to believe in it, and he has to dig in to discover. Of course, but Moshe Rabbeinu is a leader. Moshe Rabbeinu has to say, the reality is we are very strongly influenced by people around us. So there is a special covenant that Moshe is doing here by the end of his life. So twice. One was Matan Torah, one is here. If you want to see how far the Torah really talks to a person, look a second. Perek Lamed, Pasuk Yutet. We're reading two parashiyot, Parashat Vayelech. Look at Perek Lamed, Pasuk Yutet. This is on page 1092. Listen carefully what Moshe is telling you. Hayidoti bachem hayom is a very, very strong word. Hayidoti. What is the translation? 19.
I could bear witness.
Yes. Moshe Rabbeinu is saying, I'm calling an heaven and earth to bear witness what? Listen carefully. Hachayim ve'amavet natati lefanecha. It's easy to say it in a bar mitzvah speech of your grandson. we all know it, but in reality, this is the challenge of life. When we really see life and death in front of us, הברכה והקללה, it's your choice. ובחרת בחיים, למען תחיה אתה וזרעך. Okay, so if you read it, please read for us, Pasuk 19.
I call heaven and earth today to bear witness against you. I have placed life and death before you, blessing and curse, and you shall choose life so that you will live, you and your offspring. I love Hashem.
Everyone can imagine Moshe Rabbeinu is talking to the Jewish people. Why is he using really heaven and earth? I mean, is it Moshe is not saying anything because he has to be an orator, and tomorrow the newspapers have to say, "Wow, look at that amazing Rashi."
So, Rabbi, should the article say against you? Should it be against you? I mean, the witnesses aren't against you until you or.
No. What? I'm just saying, through history, if anything happens, look at this pursuit.
But then they're
If
going to be
October
against
7 happens, or 1973 happens, the Holocaust happens, I'm telling you, here, look up, look down. This is history. Look at the Rashi.
This Pasuk in my wedding speech, my son showed back in 2000.
Oh wow!
And my Baruch was standing there, and I said, "Well, Dov Kabod." He said, "Dov Kabod."
Look at the Rashi. Very powerful Rashi.
I'm saying the Hebrew doesn't seem to say against you. Am I wrong? Or does it say against you or
Well, why is it against you?
against you? Okay.
When you speak, Eli, when Hashem, you speak at your son's bar mitzvah, you tell him, listen, life is ahead of you, right? I had a grandson, Be'emet, he had an amazing head, and he learned good. So the Sheva Brachot, the big Talmid Chacham, doing well, he says to him, but in a smile, young man, you did well, but life begins today.
Yeah.
Now, but this is exactly what it is. Is this a warning, Eli, or a very complimentary? It depends how you look at it.
It's hard. I mean, unless depending on what you do, whether you put a positive or negative.
This is exactly what you're saying. Please look at the Rashi, Pasuk 19. העידות יבכם היום את השמיים. This careful to Rashi. שהם קיימים לעולם. According to Rashi, the reason why he chose heaven and earth, this is part of the universe. וכאשר יקרה אתכם הרעה, the destruction of the first temple, the second temple, yes? Any tragedy that before fell on us, this year of course, כאשר תקרה אתכם הרעה, יהיו עדים, they are the two witnesses, שאני התריתי בכם, בכל זאת, I gave you the word, yes? This is the first shot. This is, as Eli says, this sounds more as a very strong warning, but listen to the second. Listen carefully to this Rashi. דבר אחר, העידותי את השמיים, אמר להם הקדוש ברוך הוא לישראל, הסתכלו בשמיים, look at nature, look at the universe, look at the galaxies. שבראתי לשמש אתכם, they were created to serve. שמא שינו את מידתם. Did you ever see the sun not shining? שמא לא עלה גלגל חמה מן המזרח והאיר לכל העולם. Did you ever see the sun not shining? כעניין שנאמר וזרח השמש וברא השמש. הסתכלו בארץ, look on earth. שבראתי לשמש אתכם. שמא שינתה מידתה. Did she ever change her nature? שמא זרעתם אותה, did you ever plant ולא צמחה? Or Shema, maybe you planted wheat and what grew was barley. So listen good now. ומה אלו שנעשו לא לשכר ולא להפסד? The son is not going to be rewarded or punished if they change anything. אם זוכים, הם מקבלים שכר. If they fulfill the mission, they're not being rewarded. אם חוטאים, הם מקבלים פורענות. לא שינו את מידתם, they never changed. Them, you, the Jewish people. אם זכיתם, if you do it right, תקבלו שכר, you're being rewarded. אם חטאתם, תקבלו פורענות. על אחת כמה וכמה, which means If you have time on vacation, not under pressure or Shabbat after you took a nap, no one bothers you, look around. Now the obvious, it's very powerful. But the obvious question is they have no choice. They have no free choice. We have a free choice.
Or you could say maybe they have a free choice, but they don't have a Yetzirah, so there's no reason for them not to do what they were told to do.
Right. According to Eli say, the Rambam says in Sodei Torah, all the galaxies do it. Yetzirah b'da'at, b'bina u'b'askem. So Eli says, so the question would be, they have no any. You really listen only the great. This is the message to life. But what, so how come they are doing it all the time? Emet, Elam Yetzirah. The answer is they were created.
So that's that purpose.
Me and you are exactly the same, says the Sfat Emet. All the goodness is in us. The bad is an outside force.
Well, let me tell you what
So the biggest encouragement Hashem is telling us, you are exactly the same as the sun and the moon and the galaxies and the earth. The good is in you. The bad is an outside force. Your job is not to start from scratch. It's only to remove the barriers and then all the good more. Okay? You talk to your kids on drugs and alcohol, you talk to people that are very far in all the Averot. So what? You know what? Everyone loves all these speeches because it sounds so nice. The spark of Judaism, this is what it means. The nuclear power of every Jew is exactly, right? The Rav Vilna says, what does it mean? The Gemara says in Ida, that every kid is born, and the Malach teaches him all the Torah, and this is cute for speeches. What does it mean? This is exactly what it means. All the Torah is in you. All the Torah is in you. The desire to love Hashem, the desire to love others. Of course, we have a Yetzirah. This is Achaim, Atov ve'ara, Natati lefanecha, Chaim ve'amavet. But the starting point is, this is where you can get. This is where you can reach. Takes A, to recognize that you have it. B,
the pasuk says, "Ram ne'orav," so it sounds like it comes with us from birth. This.
right. So what's your question?
So we're not really exactly like the sun, the moon, the earth. They're not Ra ne'orav. We have it inside us, whereas maybe they have this good.
Right.
I'm wondering.
Otherwise, there's no free choice. But the good menorah is much stronger than the Ra menorah. This is the whole point. I mean, think to yourself, Paul Sutton lost 65 pounds, Baruch Hashem, since he had the operation. Right? Everyone in the world knows that we have to go on a diet, not a physical diet, a diet. Yeah. Why don't we do it? Because we have it. Why? Because we build into ourselves so much dirt and never, okay? But, I mean, if you read stories, unfortunately.
I say it every morning.
I have a very good friend. A very good friend. Family heart problem. He went to a doctor. And the doctor says to him, Rabbi, the wife said, cooking too good. Yeah, that's why you're getting wet. Oh, yes. My friend with the doctor. The doctor needed 2 chairs to sit down.
Oh, wow. The doctor.
Doctor says to him, Doc, he said, no, this is me. I'm telling you the truth. This is this parasha. This is what the Chumash, we are afraid to believe it. David, this is the key. This is what psychologists make money on, is to show you what you really are if you want. But here the Torah says it before Hashanah. We are afraid to take it as well. We are afraid to say that 9/11 and October 7 and whatever you want is here. But this is what the Torah is telling us. So it's very encouraging, but it's frightening. David says, my friend told me that this doctor also was, I mean, this is
Smoking also?
smoking also. He said, I know what's right and wrong. This is my job to tell you. But, me, It's a very, like, remember, this Rashi is serious, it's a very serious Rashi.
This Rashi is not against the Chazal, it's the Torah only comes at 13. The Yetzer Hatov only comes to you, so he's not as strong as the Yetzer Hara that had a 13-year advantage.
Because the Tov comes, the Torah that you are, the Torah here, we said last night. Look a second, David. Look what Moshe Rabbeinu is telling you. Yeah,
This is the
remember,
last day of his life, right?
at the end of his life, ממש.
Because that's what Rashi in the beginning.
לא, אבל קשה לדעת, לא קשה לדעת, בספרי תורה, you look a second, David, look a second on 1096.
Yom Tov, did you say, that's for the Yom Tov?
לא, זאת הברכה, זאת הברכה. Look a second, look at פסוק י"ז. וחרב פיבו ביום ההוא. From time to time we see it clearly how Hashem is unhappy with us. ועזבתים, והסתרתי פניים מהם, והיה לאכול, being consumed by everyone. ומצאו רעות רבות וצרות. Up to which point? You see on page 1096. ואמר ביום ההוא until we, the Jewish people, looking into ourselves, not blaming them, they. ואמר ביום ההוא, הלא כי אין אלוהי בקרבי. So it's neither the Hamas, nor the Nazis, nor the Crusaders, neither the Khmelnytsky. How ki ein Elohai b'kibir, listen. V'anochi, still panav. In history, we had many times that Hashem is disappearing from the arena. Ve'ata, David, kitvu lachem et hashira hazeh. Here is the place to tell me the mitzvah 6:13, the Torah. You come to the age of 13 and you learn Torah, and you learn Torah with a kid, Torah Tzivalanu, instead of giving him an iPhone or a television. The Torah is the nuclear power to knock out the Yetzer Hara. The chiyuv is not there, we don't need it. You have the Torah. Then the Jewish people are going to. We are afraid to do it. We know all the stories, we know the speeches, we know this, but
Why does the pasuk call the Torah Shira?
well, we spoke last night. I mean, I said last night as follows, but it's a mess if you know other people, but the Chazon Ish lived in a place, I give an example. My basement, before we fixed it, was nicer than his house. Many people came to visit him and told him, Rabbi, if you move for a week or two,
I'll fix it up.
so he politely always used to push it. After they left, he used to say, I feel bad for the people. They really think I'm big serious. It is one page of Gemara is everything, and I live by it. I have two books in the house, Shlamim Tzion. So one of the whole later in his life, since he was a teenager, it was very hot in Tel Aviv. It was steamy one of these days. And he couldn't learn with Chavruta. He says, let's see if the Chazon Ish learns. He didn't have a fan. Comes in, he walked into the room, the Chazon Ish didn't recognize him, walked in. After a few minutes, like 20 minutes, he said, hello, yeah. He says, we came to ask the Lord, how can you learn it? He says, only when I opened the Gemara, I feel it's hard. 5 minutes later, I don't feel it. Yeah. No, this is the answer. Asking what the kids today were learning Gemara, that this is everything we have. But again, if you're learning to impress others, if you're learning to be rabbi, if you're learning, this is Shalom Yishmachim. But in the Litvish Yeshivot, the non-Hasidic, no one was allowed ever to learn to become a rabbi. You're learning to make a business out of it. You're learning because you learn. Later, if you fight, later in life. Sorry, but to do something, all the Gedolim grow up like this. Khamubad didn't learn to become Khamubad yourself. Baruch Hashem, the world discovery. But it's serious. It's to take the chumah. But of course, the challenge.
You hear parents giving the
What?
children. You hear parents giving their children the I hope you get gadol betorah. It is against this whole exactly opposite of what you're saying.
Right. But you do realize that, you know what one of the Gedolim says, the Gemara says, "Alma charva aretz shelo birchu b'Torah techila." מה זה שלא ברכו בתורה תחילה? Okay, לא יודע. If you give blessing to kids, I always read it. I hear talk about mega wealthy or very, very, very religious. To be successful and healthy, to be a Talmid Chacham. שלא בירכו בתורה תחילה. What did you say first?
Oh,
David? Of course everyone wants to sound Torah, but first, successful, happy. David? I mean, this is life. It's not, we're human. Those who keep the Rav Kotler said once in Parashat Terumah, we are commended to build the Mishkan. Listen carefully. The first item, the Asu Aron and Teishitu. Then the Shulchan. Then the Menorah. In the Gemara, in various places, you see that the Aron and the Menorah both symbolize Torah and Chokhmah. Says Rabbi Kotler, there are two types of people who are very. Some are like Aron, they don't need anything. Others, I need a Shulchan, I need 3-4 bedrooms, I need then Chokhmah. Eulogize someone said, this guy here in the box was Aron, not the Shulchan. This is the answer. There was never a generation ever. People learn as much Torah as today. That's a fact. And even today, you have a lot of people who are really learning. The trick is just to realize that Torah speaks to me, to you, to everyone. Because of October 7, suddenly reading is a little different. But the main thing is the choice is in front of us. We had once a student, a female student, one of these brilliant kids that from day one knows exactly what they want to be 50 years from now. And the dream was to be a doctor. But really, anyway, Israel was out of the question for her. Really. But the last week, semester, a senior, she decided to go to Israel. That's why. Someone told her this, I see that you are going to be a doctor, a famous doctor. You're 75, you're retired, they make you a party. So you couldn't invest 9 months for Judaism in Israel. You're 75 years. So I mean, so like the message. So like the message, understand? But of course we have to care for our kids, of course. Anyway, fine.
You mentioned about generation learning, Chizkiah's generation. They said even the
Gemara says,
so everyone there was on a hustle. Then Hashem brings them. I have to say it's from Hashem. The next generation, the next king is Rasha was and then what are the people supposed to do? Now all of a sudden they bring a wicked king who brings the Avodah Zarah. They're supposed to overthrow. They're supposed to. So it almost like it was put an obstacle in front of them.
The silent majority don't do anything. The noisy minority are pushing the good or bad. Right? Very often we call these people zealous. The king would not do anything. The king realizes that people are not.
It always just perplexes me that the
bad
king that
but
the Haman and all that.
It's not the king did it. The king comes king, and even at that time, and quietly did it. Because why did they overthrow? Look at page 1094.
Is that what Hashem expected from them?
No, it's a free choice forever.
No, did Hashem expect the people to overthrow the king? It was Menashe, right? It was Menashe at the time.
Eli, you went to high school, you learned history, the Tsar. Right. No one ever believed that Stalin or the Tsar could be overthrown. Yes. The Tsar was born on October 17th. And no one in the world ever believed that communism would. I had an old man in my shul. I met her, she says to me, I remember the Russian Revolution. Everyone believes it's a question of time till communism takes over.
The world.
For me to see communism crumbling, it's the biggest reward I should get. No, but this is the answer, you know. But to realize it's who threw over, who took the Tsar, who took him to Siberia. Look, in Israel, it's very possible that soon we're going to go. I mean, all this, the army, all the generals have to be,
Elite.
they really have to be, but there's no one to do it because the religious people always looked at the government as the right hand of God. Yehuda Kook said,
Ran out of power.
shut up.
ran out of power. No, but this is it. Suddenly you realize we cannot do the charge.
We never really got up to 100%.
So look a second. 1094. וילך משה וידבר את הדברים האלה על כל ישראל. Where did Moshe go?
Larry.
Yeah, Jojo.
I'm gonna shut this down and do from my phone, so
It's
gonna shut off
the
any
reason
minute.
is, I'll tell you, but the reason is.
it's gonna die, yeah, the
No,
iPad's
no.
gonna die.
Okay, whatever you do, I'll figure it out. Thank you, Jojo.
Just give me a minute.
Take your time.